Why did Senior Luo come here personally? After Luo Lan was invited to the palace and settled in the living room, Xianxia asked. The little brother is a friend of the Union young master. This palace master should come here personally. Luo Lan pursed her lips and smiled. Why am I not welcome here? Don't dare, the presence of the senior is really making the humble house alive, Xianxia said while laughing. He didn't believe that people like Luo Lan would be idle and have nothing to do. As for the reasons she gave, it was not the real reason she came personally. He just have a material deal with Sword Union. Luo Lan can send any individual to deal with this kind of trivial matter. Why would she need to come forward in person? Xianxia faintly sensed that Luo Lan had some other purpose when she came here, but the other party didn't mean to say it, so he didn't know it. It is very quiet here. Luo Lan turned her head and looked around. In this palace covering an area of 10 li, only Xianxia and Yushi master and disciple were living in this palace, and Yushi 3 people had been cultivating in retreat. It can be said that in the entire palace, only Xianxia occasionally walks around. Normally, the palace is indeed silent and extremely quiet. Why didn't you let Zhu Liang find some servants? Luo Lan asked, seemingly concerned. Xianxia chuckled and said, it's not necessary, I'll take care of anything by myself. Where do I need to get someone? Yes, it's better to be quiet. Luo Lan smiled, and suddenly said, well, this is the space spirit crystals that the little brother needs. Although this palace master has already made people work hard to collect it. But you also know that space spirit crystal are very rare. I don't know if these quantities can meet your requirements. While talking, Luo Lan took out a space ring, flicked her finger, and the space ring flew towards Xianxia lightly. Xianxia stretched out his hand to catch it, let out his spiritual mind to explore it, and frowned without a trace. Luo Lan observed his words and expressions, and said in amazement, why? So many space spirit crystals, does the little brother think there are still not enough? Xianxia pondered for a moment, nodded and said, not much. Luo Lan looked solemnly, what do you want so many space spirit crystal for? This thing doesn't seem to be used for other purposes except for refining space ring, right? Xianxia chuckled but did not answer. Luo Lan seems to know that she has asked questions that shouldn't be asked, and apologizes. This palace master is really curious, you don't have to care. Well, if you wait for a while, I will call the main star. Let that side help you collect it. In this case, how long will it take? Xianxia asked. The main star is not close here. Even if it is collected, it will take time to send it over. It will take at least a year, but I don't know how many space spirit crystals can be collected over there. Forget it. Xianxia slowly shook his head. In a sense, the space spirit crystals Luo Lan brought this time were not many. But it is not enough to meet Xianxia's demand. Because these space spirit crystals were only enough to set up a super space law formation, at most they could not meet his needs. If he needs to connect Tongxuan continent and Shadowed Star, at least 2 or 3 space formations will be arranged in the middle as a transit. The formation of space spirit crystal and its difficulty, generally speaking. They appear as the accompanying minerals of some mineral veins, and the number is rare. However, I heard that in some space crack, a large number of space spirit crystal were bred. Luo Lan suddenly talked about irrelevant topics, and then said mysteriously and secretly, is the little brother interested in finding it by himself? Xianxia narrowed his eyes and said with a smile, this is the purpose of seniors coming here personally? Luo Lan smiled and did not deny, since you have seen through it, then I have nothing to hide. Senior knows where there is such a space crack that breeds space spirit crystal? Xianxia asked. Luo Lan nodded, I just don't know if the little brother wants to go. What if I say I don't want to? Xianxia replied with a smile. Luo Lan didn't seem to be surprised, and chuckled lightly. Well, in addition to the space spirit crystal that may exist there is also a shocking void beast. Shocking void beast. Xianxia looked at her, and let out a low cry, then stared deeply at Luo Lan, and said in a deep voice, it looks like the senior seems to know that I am proficient in the space force. Did you learn it from Jiu Xianxia? If not, why do you think this palace master came here in person? Luo Lan smiled. Since you have used Space Force in front of the Union young master, you should guess that I will know it. There is nothing surprising about this, but you can rest assured that this is something only me and the Union young master know. No one else will know. It doesn't matter if you know. Yang Kai shrugged. If I was afraid that people would know, I wouldn't use Space Force to kill Li Minghai. Luo Lan was startled, and immediately smiled bitterly. She couldn't help but feel the illusion that the handle she was holding was shattered by Yang Kai in a few words, which made her feel very weak. After pondering for a while, she said with a serious face, "Little brother, since you have cultivated Space Force and made achievements in this field, you must also know the effect of the shocking Void Beast core on you. This kind of ancient void beasts have long been extinct, but there is one place I know where they could survive. If you can get its inner core, you will definitely go further in the power of Space Force. Moreover, there is a huge possibility that there are many space spirit crystals there. This is what you need. If I am not wrong, you need space spirit crystals to cultivate the power of Space Force, right?" Yang Kai didn't comment on her guess, and asked, "Where is that place?" Seeing him finally showing a look of interest, Luo Lan's expression was shocked, and did not directly answer, but said, "If I told you that there is a higher realm above the Void King realm, would you think that I lie to you?" "No." Yang Kai shook his head. Luo Lan was stunned. "Someone told me that martial Dao has no peak. The Void King realm will naturally not be the ultimate goal of the martial artist." Yang Kai explained casually. "That's it." Luo Lan was relieved quickly. She thought that Yang Kai knew something terrible, but it turned out to be just a guess. But in fact, Yang Kai knew it, but he didn't say it clearly. Luo Lan said again, "Whether the Void King realm is the highest state of the martial artist, no one is clear, except that there are legendary characters like the Star Emperor. So many powerful Void King realm think that there should be a higher realm than the Void King realm. And above the star territory we are in, there are also higher planes." "Why do you say that?" Yang Kai frowned. "Because the place I told you may be the corner that was lost from that plane." Luo Lan looked solemnly. "We call it the Lost Earth, where the laws and the world's spiritual energy and star territory cultivation star is not the same. But it contains countless opportunities, not to mention that there are many precious cultivation materials there. Some people even brought out a medicinal material that surpassed the Void King realm from it. With this medicinal material alone, it could let his cultivation go further. For someone like us, the Void King realm martial artist, it will be easy to cultivate there. If you are lucky, you may break through your own shackles and reach the next realm." "Lost Earth." Yang Kai frowned. "Yes, the laws of heaven and earth there are more suitable for martial artists. This is the place you want me to go to?" "Yes." Luo Lan nodded. "If this is the case, wouldn't the Third Order Void King realm will also be going over there? In order to break through?" "That's not true." Luo Lan pursed her lips. "After all, it is just a lost earth. Although it is separated from the higher-end plane, it belongs to the star territory after all, and it cannot satisfy the Third Order Void King realm to make a breakthrough. There were also Third Order Void King realm who entered, but the final result showed that they could not get much growth in their cultivation. And, is there a lot of Third Order Void King realm in this star territory? They are all old monsters that have never come out in public, and you can't see them in normal times. Are there Second Order Void King realm?" "It's possible." Luo Lan nodded. "Since this is a place for the Void King realm to cultivate, why are you looking for me?" "I only have the Third Order Void Return stage." Yang Kai was puzzled. "Your Third Order Void Return stage cannot be compared to the common sense, right?" Luo Lan asked. "I have never heard of any Third Order Void Return stage that can kill the strong man of Void King realm. Not to mention the reason of sneak attack. If the Void King realm can be casually sneak attacked to death, it is not the Void King realm. I came to you because you are not weak and should not drag me down. Secondly, I also have a place to use you." "Place to use me?" Yang Kai thoughtfully, quickly understood the power of Space Force. Indeed. Luo Lan nodded, with an expression of not getting tired when talking to smart people. That lost Earth is filled with a lot of space cracks. Some of those space cracks are visible, some are invisible, and some even move. There is also a great threat to the Void King realm. Every time the Void King realm go to explore, someone will be swallowed by those space cracks. I don't want to be a victim of this thing. Since you are proficient in the power of Space Force, it should be easy for you to sense those space crack. I understand. Yang Kai nodded, but as you said, you bring a void return stage into it, is it okay? What's the problem with this? Luo Lan chuckled. Any Void King realm who is qualified to enter it can take a person, and you will know then, there will not be only you in the void return stage. There will be many more? Yang Kai was surprised. There won't be too many, but since it is suitable for Void King realm cultivation, void return stage is also very suitable. Some people want to use that place to get to Void King realm for granted. Speaking of this, Luo Lan said, the only information I know is this. I'll also want to ask my little brother to help me this time. Of course, this is also good for you. The benefits are accompanied by risks. You already have the cultivation level of the third order void return stage at a young age. When you cultivate to this level, do you encounter few risks? Luo Lan chuckled. Martial artist cultivates, fights against heaven, fights against people, and fight with yourself, and forge a way ahead. To be continued.